Obviously, anytime you don't get 3 points at home, you're disappointed. So that's fact. But I can't fault the guys' effort. I mean, they dug deep and gave everything they have. We knew it would, kind of be a slow game at times, especially in that second half. That's why we wanted to come out, with a strong start, get the first goal, because we knew kind of that second half, because both teams had played, on the weekend, us on Sunday, them on Saturday, that it would get a little slow. And we knew also in the second half, if it was a draw, they would be content to kind of sit on that, and that's kind of how it played out. So the disappointment is, when we got our nose ahead, we got to do a better job of not giving up that goal in the counter, because we looked as if we might get the second one. We were, kind of, in around the box several times, and looked like we had all the momentum, and we got caught up the field, and we gave Piatti, the one guy that we thought could pull off a play, time and space to do that. We're an experienced enough team to not let that happen. But sometimes it does happen, and I think what happened in the second half was we just didn't have much of a push. Obviously our bench is a lot more thin, and I kept Jack McInerney, Luca, and Nagby on the field because I felt those were the four guys that would find the goal. And I let them. They looked like we might get one, and I let that ride, and eventually then put on the other two guys that we had, in Barnby and Gravelboy. Obviously Nico Brett hasn't played much. He was on the bench because we're thin. But in the end, I can't fault the guys' effort. Sometimes you don't get 3 points. It happens. Sometimes you don't find that bit of magic. Sometimes you can't break a team down and sitting like they did. And ultimately, it's not the end of the world, but we're not happy with it.
Do you think fatigue played a factor, especially in that second half when you usually are trying to go for the goal?
Yeah, obviously. We played Sunday, quick turnaround, and it doesn't help. We're a bit thin right now, but I thought the guys were lively, gave everything they have. First half looked good, and I think second half kind of fizzled a little bit, but I think it has to do with us not having that energy to push and us not having a bench to make a ton of changes to get a push.
Caleb, was there any emphasis this week on set pieces?
There's emphasis every single week on set pieces. If you guys knew how much we worked on set pieces, you probably wouldn't believe it. So it's one of those myths that is there a week we don't work on set pieces?
No. I actually didn't work on them this week.
That's true.
First time.
Maybe we shouldn't work on them.
Jack, can you break down the goal for us? Just what was it like from your point of view? What happened there?
I think I got picked, and I was supposed to make a near post run, couldn't get there, and we talked about playing the ball back post, and just kind of peeled off and got my head on it.
How did it feel to score against Montreal, being that they are a former team of yours?
Yeah, it feels good, obviously. Good friends with a bunch of guys, and definitely Evan Bush is a good friend, so look at a good text messages later.
Jack, you had a lot of conversations with Darlington about standing over the ball for free kicks. What do you guys talk about?
We had a couple trick plays, and we had a couple ideas that we wanted to run, but the ball was never in the right position, or the matchup wasn't what we needed. So we were just having conversations to decide what to do.
Caleb, you said earlier this week that you want to get 3 points from every game at home. Obviously that's always your goal, but getting the draw in this one, what kind of pressure does that put on later in the week to make sure you get the result, especially against Seattle? Is there anything more there?
I don't think so. Game one, there's pressure, whether it's home or away. I think we all expect always to get 3 points. We go into every game thinking that we're going to. There's not a game that the guys and the coaches don't think we're going to get 3 points, and we prepare to get 3 points every single game. Sometimes it doesn't go that way. Obviously, we've been in a good run in terms of getting points and results. We still continue that, but we need to get 3 points at home. So obviously it doesn't put any more or less pressure. We always feel pressure. It's the way the job is. Ultimately, you want to get results. So it doesn't add anything to it other than the fact that we turn around, we play Seattle. It's a rivalry game, and we're going to be excited for it. We're going to be up for it, and we know 3 points is important.
Caleb, talk about your decision to go with Zurich and left instead of Jermaine.
I mean, we got 2 clean sheets the last 2 games, so we wanted to go with the same back 4. You know, obviously we made the one move with Taylor coming out with Borcher's last game when Ridgie was injured, but if it's not broke, don't fix it. You know, for me, that's the way I looked at it. I wanted to keep as much continuity. We had put up 2 clean sheets in a row, so I wanted to keep as much continuity in that back 4 as possible. And we know also that we're adding a left back. So that's what and we can now, in looking at this next game, we can rotate Jermaine in really any of the 4 positions. So that was a factor as well.
Last one, please. What are the prospects for Valeri to be able to return on Sunday?
Pretty good. Pretty good. We've obviously got a little bit bigger window now for 3 days. You know, we'll be fully recovered by then, and hopefully we'll have Valeri. I mean, obviously the last 3 games have been, you know, they haven't been bad results, but you can see that our overall attacking production and chance creation isn't what it is. But that's no surprise. You know, any team in the league that loses a guy like him would be the same. You know, and you know, Seattle I think has lost Clint Dempsey. You know, so they'll have to manage that as well.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.